Hello guys! So today's video is going to be on using gear in order to hunt creatures and also how to craft gear for your armory. So right now we have two events going on. One is called the painted table. This allows you to hit creatures to get season 1 crafting materials. Those sets include the ones listed. I think they're listed over here. That's Stark, Lannister, Faith Militant, Dothraki, Corthine, Corsair, Blackfire, Wildling, Mormont, and Reaver. So the first thing I recommend you do is you max out the painted table event. In order to do that, you want to go out and hunt as high of a level creature as you can. So I want to show you the highest level that I can hit right now with T8 is a level 33. The way that I do that is, let's find, first you want to sort by the event. I'm going to click the painted table. I'm going to look for a level 33 caravan to hunt. This allows you to very quickly and efficiently find the level that you're looking for. I think there was one that I saw closer here. Okay, so first I'm going to show you what gear I'm wearing. I'm a cav-based player, so I have my cavalry combat gear on. Keep note that you want to use your gear that has general, if you're cavalry, cav attack, and cav defense, not the stats that say versus a player when you are hunting creatures, because those boosts only apply. For example, this Bolton, this infantry attack is only versus a player's cavalry, and the defense is only versus a player. So that is not going to boost you at all when you're hunting creatures. So that's why I have the gear that I have on right now. Now, let's see what happens when I try to hunt it just using my regular gear. My march size, as you can see with my dragon, is 76,312. So we'll send my troops and my dragon on their way, and let's see what happens. And I was defeated. So now I'm going to try something a little different. When I hunt high-level creatures, or really any creatures, I use my march size gear, which is one of my presets, my preset number 4 there. If you look at my stats, my march size has already gotten bigger even without a dragon. So now, when I click attack, my march size is now 79,831,000. That's about, I think, 4,000, if my math is right, more with my march size gear than without. So I'm going to send it off, and then I'm going to quickly switch to my combat gear. By doing it that way, you get the benefits of having that extra march size, but when you switch over quickly to your combat gear, all the boost from your combat gear will apply when hitting that caravan. But you have to be quick about it, and see, now I have won, and I've got 600 driftlets. So you have to be able to switch quickly between your march size and your combat gear in order to hit high-level creatures, but it is absolutely worth it because you do get extra materials from hitting the higher levels. So that's how you use march size gear in order to hunt creatures. The second thing that we're going to discuss, you want to max this event out. This event actually gives a very generous amount of advanced material chests. As you can see, I have already opened all of mine, but you want to make sure you're going to your items. Your chests will be under the crafting section, which is right here under crafting materials. Make sure you open all of those chests before you start any crafting, so that way you can craft the best gear you possibly can. Then the first thing that I did was I looked at all of our seats of power, and I checked to see which one has some steel crafting efficiency. So, wrong page. If you actually, I'll tell you because I looked through them. Storm's End actually offers our alliance a very nice 20% steel crafting efficiency boost. So I ported my little keep over to a region that was under the influence of Storm's End. I'm going to now put on my crafting gear. again, I'm using all of my gear that offers the best steel crafting efficiency as I can, because steel gets very expensive when you make higher level gears. So I've got my steel crafting gear on. I am now going to go over to my armory. I know that a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, the season 1 gear is terrible. What am I going to use this for? Even if you do not necessarily need any of these gears, what you can do is put them in your armory. So you want to click the tab down there. The season 1 gears are going to be all at the bottom. And you can see all of the different boosts that you can get from each set. For example, the Stark Relic gear set offers you a boost for march size, siege defense, and troop load. And right next to the boost, it tells you how many of the gears and what quality they need to be in order for that boost to apply. So the boost at the very bottom is going to require 2 legendary gears, and you'll find that applies across the board. The boost that's on the very bottom is always going to require 2 legendary. The middle boost is always going to require 4+ fine or higher quality. And then the top boost, which in my opinion is usually the least beneficial, requires 6 gears. So every single one of the slots has to be full, and they must be at least poor quality or above. So this particular one, I only made 2 legendary gears to start with because I really wanted that march size. I could really not care that much about the siege defense and the troop load gear, but I am going to be making more. And the reason for that is, let's look. Actually, let's do a different one because I don't think I have that many Stark Relic materials. But, okay, I want you to see my core theme. So what you want to do is legendary gears obviously are much harder to make because they require much higher quality materials. So you want to make the highest level legendary gears you can. Usually, depending on how much you've spent, how many materials you've accumulated, that's going to be somewhere around the range of a level 5 to maybe level 20. If you spent much more and you have a lot of materials, maybe even higher, the sky's the limit. But in general, most of my legendary pieces are going to be level 10 to 20s because they're just harder to make. But I do that in order to get that bottom boost. Then what I do is I start crafting additional gears. My additional gears will give me additional boosts, but it will also increase that 1 boost at the bottom. For example, let's remove these. Okay, so we're starting with a blank slate. So core theme. I want the training speed boost and the steel crafting efficiency boost. So I'm going to start by putting my 2 legendary gears that I have. This one. And which one? And this one. Great. Now I have 1.8% training speed. But I have some other gears that are higher level. So for example, I'm going to put my level 25 headdress, my level 10 weapon, and my level 10 sandals. So not only did that give me steel efficiency, since I now have 4 fine quality or higher, but it also, notice, increased my training speed. The reason for that is because my collection points went up. The total amount of collection points for my core theme set is 15,062. Now, you want to click the little eye that says that's next to collection level in order to see what kind of boost you can get based on the number of collection level points you have. So, if I had only 0 to 639 points, I would get very little boost. And the way to figure out how many points each gear is, when you actually look at your gear, you will notice some statistics. For example, my Stark Relic gear right here. You can see that my gear power, actually it does not show it on here, so we're going to look in the armory. Any gear that you make, when you click the stats, you can see up at the very top, collection points. So, this level 35 gear, even poor quality will give me 7.3 thousand points towards my armory. You want to add all of those collection points together, and that will tell you what category your armory boosts are going to fall in. So if I add up all of the collection points from the gears that I have, that would be, for the ones I have currently, 1880 points. That's why I have the boost that I have. And I can potentially say, oh, I'm looking to craft a level 35 gear that's going to give me 5,000 points. Then I would fall in this region. Or, sorry, let's say 5 million points. Then I would fall in this region. As you can see, when you get that high, you're looking at much higher boosts, 94%, 94%, 94%. That's virtually impossible, but it's much more practical to build your 2 legendary lower quality gears and then build higher quality gears as you have the materials for it. And they do offer you very generous boosts. As you can see, my Corsair set, I have my 2 lower level legendary gears, and then the rest I have purple level 30s, and that's given me an additional 10% range defense, range health, and then another 11.4% range health while marching. So you want to use these statistics to boost the troop type that you plan on focusing on. I'm planning to expand my combat to include range, which is why I'm now focusing on that in addition. The Faith Militant set is very good because it offers you march size and troop attack boosts. What else? The Corthine, everyone can benefit from steel crafting efficiency and training speed. And the Stark, everyone can benefit from march size. So these are some of the boosts that I would use and put them in your armory if you don't need the gear. An easy way to kind of go through and make the gear is you have an open slot in your armory, click that slot, click forge, then you want to see what you have materials for. I don't have enough materials for this, so let me check maybe my Corthine set. Let's see. I need to use that, so I'm going to forge a new one. Okay, so I can do this. I'm going to upgrade this. And I personally don't like to use my other gears because I use all of my gears in one way, shape, or form. So I like to buy templates, but I know some of the other players like to use some of their other gears in order to craft gear, which you're absolutely free to do. But I'm going to buy a gear template for 28,000. So I now have a 58% chance of it being purple. Fingers crossed. Yay, and I got purple. So actually that's better than my initial one. So I'm going to put my old ring in here, and you can see the difference. I increased my steel crafting efficiency, I increased my training speed even additional, and I now got a food gathering boost. Yay. So I hope that this made sense. I know that the armory is very confusing. I know crafting can be very confusing, but I hope that this sheds more light on the armory, what it does, and how to best utilize it for your playstyle. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask on the Discord. I'm happy to help. Thanks.